The storm is rising in Hudson, and for the first time in years, Amy Fleming is about to face a truth she was never prepared to uncover. The first look at Heartland Season 19, Episode 8 doesn't just hint at drama, it warns us that everything Amy thought she understood about her past, her heart, and her future is about to change forever. Heartland Season 19, Episode 8 begins with the kind of silence that feels dangerous, too heavy, too still, too full of the past waiting to break open. The sun rises slowly over Hudson, but the ranch doesn't feel like home this morning. The light is pale, the fields are quiet, and even the wind seems to be holding its breath. Amy stands alone beside Spartan, her hand resting gently on his mane. She isn't talking, she isn't crying, but her eyes show everything: fear, exhaustion, and a truth she is terrified to face. The calm around her doesn't feel peaceful. It feels like the moment before everything shatters. A single line echoes across the scene like a warning. When the past finally comes for you, do you run? Or do you open the door? That question becomes the heartbeat of Episode 8. Jack appears near the barn, closing the door with a heavy expression. Lou stands on the porch, arguing urgently with someone on the phone. But the camera always comes back to Amy, frozen in the field, whispering to herself, "You can't keep falling forever." Her voice trembles in a way that tells us she already knows something terrible is coming. The tone shifts sharply. The peaceful morning breaks into chaos. Spartan rears in fear. Amy screams a name we can't hear. Nathan's truck arrives at the ranch in the dead of night, its headlights slicing through the darkness like a warning sign. The tension is sharp enough to feel through the screen. A voice overlays softly. "Some wounds don't fade with time. They wait until you're strong enough to break again." Nathan's return has hung over the last few episodes like a shadow, and in Episode 8, it finally becomes unbearable. A late-night confrontation unfolds in the barn, the kind only Heartland can deliver: quiet, painful, and full of truth. Nathan stands in the corner, voice low. "You told me to stay away, but I couldn't." Amy's eyes glisten, but she refuses to look away. "Then tell me why you're really here." The silence that follows is deeper than any answer. The screen goes black. Amy's voice whispers in the dark. "Sometimes the worst fall is realizing you were never standing at all." Lou's storyline hits hard too. Papers are flying across her office. Her voice breaks as she argues on the phone. Jack's voice overlays the chaos. "We've survived storms before, but this one feels different. Even the land seems to know something is coming. Gray skies, restless wind, fences shaking. Heartland doesn't just look different, it feels different." Suddenly, Amy is riding Spartan across the open fields, not with confidence, but with fear. The colors fade. Her breath is unsteady. She stops abruptly, turning in circles as if she senses someone she can't see. "I know you're here," she whispers. But who is she talking to? Fans are already debating. Is it Nathan? Liam? A memory she's been running from? Then the first shocking reveal drops. Liam returns. He stands alone near the old corral, eyes distant, hands shaking. His voice cracks as he tells Amy, "You said falling helps you find your footing? What if I never get back up?" Amy doesn't answer. She can't, because part of her is afraid she won't get back up this time either. The emotional tension keeps rising. Lou slams her office door. Dex throws his gloves to the ground. Jack stares at an old photo of Marion and whispers, "You can't outrun the truth." Suddenly we see Nathan's phone for a split second. A message Amy has never seen lights up the screen. Before we can read it, the trailer cuts away. The mystery deepens. Is it about Gracie, about Nathan's past, about Amy? And then comes the most haunting moment so far. Amy sits alone by the fireplace late at night, holding the folded letter she found earlier. With shaking hands, she opens it. Her face goes pale. Her eyes widen. A single whispered line escapes her lips. "It was never supposed to be you." The contents of the letter remain hidden, but its impact is undeniable. Whatever it reveals, it changes everything. The first look ends with a devastating scene. Rain pours as Amy kneels beside a collapsed figure near the barn. Her hands tremble. Her voice breaks. "Not again, please, not again." The screen fades to black. leaving only the sound of rain and one terrifying question hanging in the air. What truth has finally caught up with Amy Fleming? Heartland Season 19, Episode 8, pushes deeper into the emotional storm as the morning after the mysterious collapse unfolds. The rain has stopped, but the heaviness hasn't lifted. The ranch feels tense, as if holding a secret none of them are ready to face. Amy stands at the kitchen table, staring at the letter from last night. She has barely slept. Her hands tremble every time she tries to put it down, as if the words inside are demanding to be acknowledged, forcing her to confront something she has avoided for too long. Jack enters quietly, watching her with the kind of concern only he understands. "Whatever's in that letter," he says gently, "you don't have to face it alone." But Amy doesn't respond. Not because she doesn't want to, because she can't. Her mind keeps replaying the same line from the letter, the one that shattered her last bit of certainty. "It was never supposed to be you." Those words echo like a warning, like a confession, like the beginning of a truth that will change everything. At the same time, Lou races into the room, breathless. "He's awake," she announces, and the tension breaks. Amy rushes outside, her heartbeat loud enough to drown out everything else. The person who collapsed is revealed to be Liam, shaken, exhausted, and carrying a truth he has held on to far too long. He sits on a bale of hay, pale but trying to stay strong. When he sees Amy, he forces a small, tired smile. "Sorry, I didn't mean to cause trouble." But Amy knows it's more than exhaustion. Something inside him has been breaking for weeks. She kneels beside him, voice soft but firm. "Liam, why didn't you tell me what was going on?" He hesitates, looking toward the corral as if searching for the right answer. "Because I didn't want you to see me fall again," he whispers. "Not after everything you've already carried. Not after Ty." His voice cracks before he can finish the sentence, but Amy lowers her head. The mention of Ty still hurts, even after all these years. The wound isn't open anymore, but it never truly healed either. Liam continues, "I thought if I stayed away, if I kept my distance, you'd be safe from whatever is coming." That single sentence hits Amy harder than she expects. Safe from what? Safe from who? The fear she's been suppressing rises to the surface again. There is something Liam knows, something he hasn't said. Before she can ask, Nathan arrives at the barn doorway, his expression dark and uneasy. The tension between him and Liam snaps immediately, as if the air itself is ready to ignite. Nathan steps forward, voice sharp. "You should have told her the truth from the beginning." Liam's jaw tightens. "It wasn't my truth to tell." Amy stands between them, confusion growing. "What truth? What are you both hiding from me?" But neither of them answers. Instead, Nathan pulls his gaze away, clearly wrestling with something heavy. He reaches into his jacket pocket and pulls out his phone. The same phone the trailer teased earlier. He scrolls to a message, hesitates, then shows it to Amy. Her breath catches the moment she sees it. A single line appears on the screen. "If she finds out, everything falls apart. Keep her away from the ranch." Amy's heart pounds. The message was sent weeks ago. The sender's name is blocked. And the timing lines up with the moment everything started to go wrong. Nathan steps closer, his voice low. "This message wasn't meant to protect you, Amy. It was meant to control you, manipulate you, and Liam," he looks back at the trembling young man, "was caught in the middle." Amy looks between them, feeling the ground shift beneath her. She's been fighting shadows without knowing who or what she was running from. For the first time, the fear isn't about the past, it's about the present. Later that afternoon, Amy stands near the corral, staring at Spartan as he grazes quietly. The peaceful scene doesn't comfort her, not this time. Her mind keeps returning to the letter, the message, the collapse, the secret everyone seems afraid to admit. The wind carries a faint chill, and she wraps her arms around herself, whispering, "Just tell me the truth. Please." As if on cue, Jack steps beside her. "I know that look," he says softly. "That's the look your mom had the night before everything changed." Amy turns to him, startled. Jack rarely mentions Marion without a reason. He sighs, hands resting on the fence. Your mom carried a truth she didn't want to face, and it cost her more than any of us realized. Amy's voice breaks. Are you saying this has something to do with her? Jack pauses for a long, heavy moment, then nods. The ground beneath Amy shifts again. Marion wasn't just part of her past. She might be connected to the storm Amy is facing now. The letter, the message, Liam's collapse, Nathan's tension. Everything suddenly feels connected, woven into a truth Heartland has kept buried for years. Just when Amy thinks she has reached her limit, Lou rushes out of the house, panic in her voice. Amy, you need to see this now. A new threat has arrived at the ranch, and this time it isn't hiding. Heartland Season 19, Episode 8 tightens its grip the moment Amy steps inside the house after Lou's urgent call. The tension is thick like the air before a thunderstorm. Lou stands frozen near the table, holding a thin brown envelope as if it's something dangerous. Her face is pale, her hands unsteady, and the way she looks at Amy makes it clear whatever is inside is not just important. It's devastating, Amy approaches slowly, her heartbeat echoing in her ears. Lou? What is that? Why do you look like that? Lou swallows hard. This was dropped off at Maggie's an hour ago, no name, no note, just this. Amy reaches for the envelope, but Lou grabs her wrist gently. Are you sure you're ready? Amy doesn't hesitate. I don't think I have a choice anymore. She opens the envelope with shaky fingers. Inside is a single photograph, old, faded at the edges. But the image is unmistakable. Marion standing beside a horse Amy doesn't recognize. The strange part isn't the horse, it's the man standing next to her. A man whose face Amy has never seen before, but Jack has. He walks in at the exact moment the photo slips from Amy's fingers. Jack's entire expression tightens. Shock first, then worry, then something Amy has never seen in him before. Fear. Jack, Amy whispers. Who is he? Jack takes a long breath, the kind that seems to age him on the spot. His name was Caleb Morrison. The room freezes, Lou's eyes widen. Nathan, standing in the doorway, stiffens. Liam looks terrified. Amy turns to Jack, desperate for answers. Why does this matter? Why now? Jack holds the back of a chair as if steadying himself. Because Caleb wasn't just someone your mom knew. He was someone she was trying to protect. Someone involved in something dangerous. And whatever he was running from, found him. Amy feels her stomach twist. Found him? What does that have to do with me? Jack's voice lowers. Because according to your mom, you were the reason he stayed alive as long as he did. The words hit harder than the letter, harder than the message, harder than anything she's uncovered so far. What are you talking about? Amy's voice cracks. How could I have anything to do with this? I was a kid, Jack. I didn't even know him. Nathan steps closer, face grim. Amy, this isn't about what you did. It's about what Marion did for you. Liam turns away, rubbing his eyes. And what someone thinks you owe them. Amy's breath catches. Someone? Who? Who sent this photo? Before anyone can answer, the sound of tires crunching on gravel breaks the silence. Everyone tenses. Lou moves toward the window, pulling back the curtain just enough to see outside. Her voice trembles. There's a truck! And someone's getting out! Amy rushes to the window. The figure steps into view. Slow, deliberate, confident. Not angry, not frantic, but calm in a way that's far more unsettling, dressed in a dark jacket, hands in his pockets. A face Amy doesn't recognize. But Nathan does. Nathan's entire body goes rigid. It's him, he whispers. I told you he'd come. Amy spins. Who is he? Nathan's eyes lock on hers, filled with something she's never seen in him. Fear. Caleb Morrison had a brother, he says quietly. A brother who thinks your mom owed him the truth. And now, He thinks you have it. Amy steps back, pulse racing. The weight of every secret, every clue, every moment in this episode suddenly sharpens the letter. The message, the collapse, the photo, all of it leads here, to this man stepping onto Heartland soil like he belongs here. Jack moves toward the door, but Amy grabs his arm. Jack, don't! We don't know what he wants! Jack shakes his head. We know exactly what he wants, Amy. He wants answers your mom took with her answers he's convinced you have. Nathan nods grimly, and he doesn't plan on leaving without them. Amy feels the ground shift again, the world narrowing around her. Why now? Why after all these years? Why her? The fear is real, but somewhere beneath it, anger begins to rise. This ends today, she whispers. Whatever this is, whatever they think I know, I'm not running anymore. She steps toward the door. Lou grabs her arm. Amy, stop! You don't even know what he wants! Amy's voice is steady. Too steady. I know what he wants, the same thing everyone has been hiding from me. The wind howls outside, shaking the windows. The man approaches the porch slowly, each step sounding like a countdown. Amy stands at the doorway, her hand on the knob, her heart racing. She looks over her shoulder at Jack, Lou, Nathan, Liam, all of them holding their breath. And then she whispers the line that closes Section 3. If this is the truth I've been meant to find, then I'm ready for it. She pulls open the door. The screen cuts to black. Heartland Season 19, Episode 8 reaches its emotional and suspenseful peak as Amy steps onto the porch and faces the figure who has come to disrupt the fragile calm of Heartland Ranch. The air is thick with tension, the sky heavy with dark clouds that mirror the turmoil inside Amy's heart. Every character, Jack, Lou, Nathan, Liam, stands behind her, their expressions a mix of fear, worry, and helplessness. But Amy is the center of it all. Her fists tighten at her sides. Every step forward is a declaration. She is no longer hiding from the storm, no longer running from the truth. The man standing there, Caleb Morrison's brother, doesn't rush. He moves with calculated patience, each footstep echoing across the wooden porch. His eyes lock with Amy's, and in that moment, there is no doubt that he believes she holds the key to the answers he has been searching for, Amy Fleming. He says slowly, his voice low and deliberate, Your mother promised me something, and now it's yours to deliver. Amy's mind races, memories flashing like lightning. The letter she opened, the photograph of Marion, Caleb, and the young girl, Nathan's secret messages, Liam's collapse, every warning she ignored, every question she postponed, they all lead to this confrontation. She swallows hard, her voice steady despite the tremor she feels inside. I don't have what you're looking for. And even if I did, it wouldn't matter because I decide what truths are mine to face. The man tilts his head, a slight smirk forming as if he anticipated this. You think you can control it? That you can decide who knows? Your mother taught you nothing. His words strike Amy like a physical blow. She realizes that the storm isn't just about secrets, it's about legacy, about promises made long before she was ready to understand them. And yet, beneath the fear, a fire ignites. Nathan steps forward, blocking the man slightly. His voice is firm, edged with both warning and care. Back off. This isn't her fight alone, and you'll get no answers until you leave her out of this. But the man shakes his head, his expression unyielding. She is the only reason this ever ends, and she will answer one way or another. Amy exhales slowly, her hand brushing Spartan's mane as if drawing courage from the steady presence beside her. She straightens, her voice rising with authority and conviction. Then let me answer, on my terms. Every word carries the weight of her experiences, every heartbreak, every challenge, every fall she has endured. Her eyes meet Nathan's briefly, silently acknowledging the unspoken. She's no longer a girl hiding behind the shadow of others. She's ready to face what has been hidden from her, no matter how painful. The wind picks up, whipping through the trees and across the fields. Rain begins to fall again, soft at first, then heavier, drumming against the roof and ground. The storm outside mirrors the storm inside the ranch, a physical manifestation of the tension that has been building for weeks. Amy's gaze flicks to Liam, who is watching quietly from the side, guilt and fear written across his face. She knows his presence matters, that his choices have consequences she must account for. But this moment is hers. In the next heartbeat, the man steps forward, revealing a small box Amy tenses, ready for anything. But inside is not what she expects. It contains letters, old photographs, and a single folded note. The note is addressed to her. In Marion's handwriting, her fingers tremble as she unfolds it, eyes scanning the carefully penned words. The letter explains truths long hidden, details about Caleb Morrison, about the promises Marion made, and about the young girl whose image haunted Amy's discovery. It reveals the connections between the past and present, between Nathan, Liam, and herself, and why the events that have seemed random were orchestrated by secrets kept too long. Amy's eyes fill with tears, but this time they are not just fear, they are clarity, acceptance, and resolve. The storm outside intensifies, but inside she feels a strange stillness, a quiet strength rising from the chaos. She looks at Nathan, at Jack, at Lou, and at Liam. "Now we know," she says softly. "Now we face it. Together." The man nods slowly, acknowledging her courage. "Then the past is finally in your hands. Handle it wisely." And with that, he steps back, disappearing into the shadowed fields, leaving Amy and the family to confront the truths that have shaped their lives. Amy turns to Spartan, placing a hand on his neck. She whispers almost to herself, "I've fallen before, and I've risen. This time I'll stand no matter what." The camera lingers on her face, the rain streaking down, mixing with tears, the storm around them echoing the emotional reckoning she has just undergone. The episode promises resolution, but not easy answers. Heartland is a place of courage, endurance, and the complex weight of family bonds. As the rain eases, Amy steps toward the barn, her posture firm, her gaze unwavering. She is no longer running from secrets, from the past, or from the truths that scare her most. Every character, the ones she loves, the ones she protects, stands ready behind her, reflecting the central theme. Strength is not about never falling. Strength is about rising again and again, even when everything tries to break you.